what distinguishes our curriculum, everything we teach, all, the K-12, the material for the corporate community, the higher ed materials, is the same common core theme that you see in Dr. King, and that is respect for the dignity of all people and a focus on what we have in common, not our differences. Okay. I mean, the ideologies that focus obsessively on our differences, whatever they are dangerous, actually. And what happens is you end up putting ideology before people, and the results are pretty predictable. There's been a real failure to educate young people about um, how to actually achieve social justice. I remember a few years ago, a group of students in my class in not at Anderson, at another university, approached me and said, Professor, we were all involved in protests during the pandemic, and a lot of us are wondering what difference it made. And I really didn't have the heart to say to them, probably not much, because you didn't even have a goal or an objective. You didn't have a strategy. In every endeavor, in every area of society, if you have no goal, no strategy, no plan, you're probably not going to accomplish much. And that's true when it comes to social justice movements. Just going out and protesting doesn't necessarily lead to any result. It might actually lead to bad results. Again, people have forgotten that the civil rights movement was very deliberate, very disciplined, very strategic in everything they did. And that's one of the reasons they were so effective. However, what we're learning is that by having really de-emphasized civic education, we're paying a terrible price. Because at the end of the day, character is actually the most important object of any educational program. If you just educate the mind and you don't train a person's character, you potentially just make them more dangerous. I mean, the leaders of the Nazi Party were some of the best educated people in Europe. They had been to some of the finest schools in Europe. They were very well educated and terribly destructive. The way I look at it, they see the adults screaming at each other on cable news, fighting with each other at school board rallies, shooting at each other at political rallies, and they don't want to go down that path. They're hungry and eager to go down a better path. They just need to be given a roadmap for how to get there. And in Dr. King's work, you have that roadmap. So they're eager for it. And what I see in them is greatness. I see the potential for them to do in our generation what Dr. King and Ambassador Young and many other men and women did in an earlier era. Model for the nation a better way than the path that we're seeing from both extremes. The irony, of course, is that the extremes increasingly look a lot like each other. They're angry, they're violent, they're pretty much intolerant of dissent, and they will scorch and burn the earth in the furtherance of their ideological objectives. And democracy cannot survive in that climate. So we're really trying to train up a new generation of citizen leaders.